Hello friends, you're with a Lonesome Gamer, and I'm still playing Elder Scrolls Betrayal of the Second Era. And it is the second session, this time in High Rock. And I fulfilled my first side quest, so basically I want to bring the Unrest to level 9. And for each side quest that I fulfill, I can push it 3 steps up. And so now my goal is basically to get another side quest. And I'm thinking about simply moving back to Arsenium. It's a big city where you can get a lot of stuff. I gotta heal, gotta go to the inn. You can see this guy's in a terrible shape. And we can also get additional side quests there. So we are in turn 3 now. There we go. And then I'm simply going to move here back to Arsenium and we can visit the city. So the first thing I absolutely want to do is I got to go to the inn with this guy and get rid of all this shit here. Or gotta get all these dice back into my skill lines, into my active line, into my standard skill lines here. So that's my first action. Now I'm gonna fill the market, and we got 4 common items, and because I have my lucky horseshoe, I got 3 legendary items. So let's see what we find. Sweet roll. That allows me to recover up to 4 dice collectively from the cooldown track. Not bad. Silver circlet costs me 2 tenacity after rolling. Change a single level 1 or level 2 skill dice to the side of your choice. Maybe. Glyph of Frost, enchant tile in play. All enemies that start their turn on this tile can only move 1 hex during their movement step. Interesting. That could be pretty useful. And the last one is the Mabel bow, which we don't need. And then we got 3 legendary items. The Glyph of Disease Resistance. Enchanted Adventurer. The Enchanted Adventurer ignores the effects of Bane, Fear, and Maim status dice in their cooldown track. That is definitely not bad. Might consider that. Sea Giant Gloves. 2 tenacity, remove a status die from your cooldown track and heal for 2 health points. That's also nice. And then we got the High Elf Girdle. Place 1 available combat skill die in an active slot set at 1 hit. 1 shield, I guess. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, that is not that great, I think. That really doesn't seem good. But I mean, the glyph, the gloves, and also this glyph here, they're kind of cool. I wonder if it makes sense for me to heal or not. I mean, the thing is that I can heal these, which means I cannot use the Nova in the next turn, which kind of sucks. If we would start a combat, right, I could do a cooldown and get rid of these, but I would not get this one then. So I think I actually also want to heal. Just make sure I'm in a good shape then. And now I got 2 actions left. We definitely need one one quest. So let's get a quest first. I'm allowed to draw 2. I'm going to let you know which one I pick. Okay, so we got another day draw. A robed mage pulls you aside, the hood of his cloak pulled low over his face. I represent an independent consortium of sorcerers, he confides. Some of us belong to the Mages Guild, others to the Psych Order, and others are freelancers. He glances around before continuing, handing you a folded parchment as he does so. We don't believe official channels are doing enough to analyze the increased Daedric presence in this region, he explains. We'd like a third party to travel to these locations and report back on any anomalous occurrences they find. You'll be well compensated as long as you keep quiet about it. Okay. After initiating an encounter on an unstable landmark, but before the day's reward phase, each adventurer draws enemies from the level 10-20 back until they draw a demon enemy. If both sides of the enemy chip have demon enemies, the adventurer may choose which to use. Then they gain light fatigue equal to the enemy's combat stat and tenacity equal to the enemy's defense stat, and return all drawn enemies to the bag. After each adventurer has done this, complete this quest and gain 1 XP. Skip the day's adventurer's rest step. Okay, well, I mean, that's not great. It probably slows us down, but we might want to go to a city after that anyway. And it would be another side quest that we fulfilled. And basically we have a lot of time to fulfill 3 side quests. So I feel like we should be fine here. And thinking about taking this one, the Glyph of Disease Resistance. Or the Sea Giant Gloves. Bane, Fear, and Maim. That's really good. Huh. So, yeah. Okay, I think I'm going to do that. So I'm going to take this, and he goes to the shop. How much items does he have left? He's got 7 items left, so he can take the glyph and use it immediately, I guess. Enchanted Adventurer. The Enchanted Adventurer ignores the effects of Bane, Fear, and Maim status dice in their cooldown track. Oh, but I keep the die in the track, but still. Discard this enchantment if the Enchanted Adventurer gains a stealth status die. Okay, so yeah, I think that's pretty useful. All right. Fine, and that's pretty much it, right? Everybody had 2 actions, so we're ready to go to day 4. And, well, we want to move to a unstable location, so why not simply move just here and find out what happens. First I gotta find the die. There we go. Okay, let's see. Okay, that is another town encounter, so basically the traveling caravan. So, the infighting between the kingdoms of High Rock has caught many in the crossfire. You take refuge with this traveling caravan for a moment, but you keep a weary eye out for any other travelers who may have a malicious bent. So we got here malicious mistrust. At the start of this encounter, the party must make a social check determined by the current unrest level. So it's tense. So we gotta do a check times 4. Adventurers may roll combat skill dice as if they are speech skill dice. Adventurers do not gain tenacity from tenacity results. If unsuccessful, each adventurer must discard an item or be dealt 2 damage. Okay, well, honestly, I kind of forgot how these social skills work. I think I can spend tenacity, if I'm not mistaken, to kind of play around with that somehow. I think that's the way it worked. Okay, so I got 2 combat skill dice, and I think I wanna spend these. Is there anything special about socials? Wait a second. I think there is. Ah, look at that. Enduring. I'm infamous at the moment because I have a tenacity of 5. So therefore reduce the difficulty of all social checks by 3. So that makes it easy. I only have to have a single success. So, you know what? I think I'm just going to spend a tenacity without even rolling, because I will get a tenacity at the start of the next turn anyway. And in this way, I mean, it doesn't really matter, right? Even if they end up in my cooldown track, I could remove them. But who cares? It's not important. Okay, yeah, that was cool. So nothing happens here, basically. And now we gotta draw 8 common items and see if we find anything useful here. And again, I gotta find a place where I can place them in a way so that they are easy to pick up. This is really hard with these cards, and it kind of pisses me off a little bit. Maybe if I'm placing them here, God, I don't know. Let's do it like this. Okay, so we got the Panacea of Health. Okay, roll a d6, heal 1 hit point equal to the amount rolled. That's not bad, so that's the first one. Rubedite Great Sword. Oh, that's interesting. That should work with my Battle Axe form. On a combat tenacity on combat skill dice, grant 3 tenacity and add 1 light fatigue to your cooldown track. Well, honestly, I don't think I want that. I have a lot of tenacity anyway, and I'm not spending that because I have a lot of enduring things going on, or at least 2 here, and I also have the Calcinium Mace, so I always want to keep my tenacity high, and I don't know, this is not that interesting for me. Fishy Stick. Okay. So you could eat that multiple times. So heal for 1 hit points. You may gain 1 light fatigue to place this item in your pack. Okay, so maybe you go fishing again or something like that. Druidic Knucklebones. During a town encounter, shuffle this item into the common deck and draw a legendary item. Okay, I mean, maybe. Okay, so we got 4. The Glyph of Weakening. Enchant level 5 or level 10 enemy in play. The enchanted enemy's combat and defense stat are both reduced by 1. Discard this when the enemy is defeated or at the end of the battle. That's interesting. Ooh. Hickory Ice Staff. Okay. Drain one combat skill die to add a status die to your roll. Apply the resulting status die to your target or gain it yourself. Wow. That's pretty cool. That's actually really good. I mean, yeah, I don't use my combat skill dice anyway. So I might as well, that is pretty awesome, man. Really interesting, that's a good one. On the other hand, I already have a staff which increases my range, which is also important, right? Because I'm really slow, so having a larger range is important. I'm not sure here. Okay, that is gain a stealth status die. Not that great. And the last one is Tarragoon Chicken. Oh, looks good. Discard the item. Lose 1 hit point, roll 1d6, and remove light fatigue from your cooldown track up to the roll result. Alright, yeah. I'm not sure. I mean, this staff looks pretty awesome. It really seems really good. And I would take it without a doubt if I did not have one already. And increasing range is cool. However, I now have a range of 4, which is pretty good. So, you know, I think I'm actually going to take that staff. I think I'm going to take the Hickory Ice Staff instead. So this is my first action, and this thing just goes away, I guess. I think I'm only allowed to have a single staff. Maybe it's in my ready slots, but I'm really a little lazy to look this up now. Goddamn, I should do that. Just a moment. So actually, I realized that limit that you can only have one item of a given type applies only to armor, and that's in the ready slots. So I actually could have different weapons or multiple weapons of the same type, whatever you want to call it. I can just only use one during a single engage action. So the question now is, do I want to take one of these in my ready slot? But it doesn't really feel like that. I mean, these are really good. These are really good items. I feel like I actually want to keep these other ones in my ready slot. And for now, I just hold the staff. Okay, fine. So, we got overall 3 more actions. 1 for the lady, 2 for the other guy. Do I want something here? I mean, this isn't bad either, right? The enchant level 5 or level 10 enemy in play. Combat and defense stats are both reduced by 1. That's kind of cool, I guess. Could be useful. I wonder though. I think I actually, I think I want to keep the ones that I have here. I'm gonna put that aside. I don't even take that. Who cares? That's a bit of a problem, right? In many other games, it's the same thing. Once you have a couple of good items, it's hard to get rid of them. In a way, it's a good thing that for resting, you have to discard items. So you kind of circle through them, maybe. But it didn't really happen until, for now at least. All right, you know what? I'm going to go again and try to get another quest. So I'm going to draw 2 more. And we'll see what we find. Seize them! The city guards ask you to round up criminals who have been stealing small livestock in the area. All adventurers gain a new temporary class ability. 3 tenacity, apprehend, remove an adjacent non-quest human enemy at 1 hit point and place it on this card. This does not count as defeating it. Okay. During the next town encounter in which there is at least 1 enemy on this card, complete this quest. And then you could get XP and items. So yeah, it seems like this is something I could try. Doesn't seem too hard. Just have to be careful that you don't kill them, right? I mean, it says 1 hit point, so that it's not that easy, but I think we can do it. And so now I got 2 actions left. Each has 1. So I got here in the town square, it says Mahbub's Bargain. Discard 2 items to draw 3 legendary items, choosing 1 to gain and 2 to discard. You know, I think that's actually pretty cool. I want to do that. So she discards these 2 common items, and that allows her now to draw 3 legendary items. Wow. So let's see what we find. House Hex's Curious. Ooh. After the enemy engages you, gain 1 tenacity. That is a good item. Barbaric Hickory Shield. Deal 1 damage to an adjacent enemy for each combat skill die that was placed into an active slot. Disengage. Wow. That is good. The problem is I have to go into this defensive stance. That doesn't really help. It says disengage. Nah, I don't think so. Okay. Well, I'm pretty sure I'm going to take this one. And then we got the Fracturing Poison. Deal 1 targetable enemy true damage equal to its defense stat. Wow, that's also... that can be pretty potent. So I'm not quite sure. Do I want to take the House Hex's Curious? So that is her, right? Or do I take the poison? I mean, the poison is really good. The poison is really good. You know, I think I'm going to go with the poison here. I'm going to take the poison. I'm going to place this aside. And I should, yeah, obviously I still have a couple of... I still have enough items. I discarded 2 and gained 1. So that was cool. And I'm thinking about doing the same over here. So let's see. I don't have any food left if I do that. But maybe I think it's still worth it. I'm going to give away these 2 food. And maybe I can find some cool legendary item there with the other guy too. The Artifact Hunter's Band. Discard this item, then draw legendary items equal to the number of guys. Each item may either be placed in any adventurer's ready slots or discarded to heal any adventurer for 2 hit points. Huh. Interesting. That could be good. Rinida's Granger War Banner. During your adventurer's rest step, remove 1 light fatigue. If you're High Elf, Khajiit or Wood Elf, you may gain 1 bonus hit point. Not that exciting. And the Valor Thief Farseer's Charm. When deploying a random level 5 or level 10 enemy, you may draw 2, then choose 1 to deploy and 1 to return to the enemy back. If you're a scout or ranger, this item may be used even if it is in your pack. Sadly, I'm a rogue, but this is kind of a cool item. Thinking about keeping this and maybe put this thing aside here. I like that. Just have to remember that I have that. Yeah, I think I'm gonna take that. Maybe we can avoid some nasty special abilities of the enemies in this way. I mean, this is also good. You know, fuck it, I'm gonna get rid of this horseshoe. I don't really need that for now. So I'm gonna place this simply here. Okay, that's great. So, and then we're done with this encounter, and now we gotta face the Daedra here. So each adventurer draws enemies from the level 10-20 back until they draw a Daedra enemy. Okay, so let's do that. So we start with the Magician. That's an animal. Human. Animal, oh boy. There we go. Okay. Okay. So they're both Daedra, so we can choose. They gain light fatigue equal to the enemy's combat stat and tenacity equal to the enemy's defense stat. I see. Okay, so basically I get 3 light fatigue and I only can get 1 tenacity, so that doesn't really help. Actually, we're both at maximum tenacity, so that kind of sucks a little. But in the end, it's not a big deal because at the start of the next battle, we have our cooldown phase first. At least I think so. I've never read that this is not the case. And then we can remove them anyway. And now we do the same thing here and hope that we draw not too badly. It's not that exciting here. There we go. Okay, cool. So that would be 4, that sucks, and that's 3, so that's better. So we're going to take this guy. We are already at full tenacity, so we take also 3 light fatigue, which also has basically no impact. That was a weird one. I really don't understand that. Maybe it means, you know, why would that be in any way exciting? I don't know. It's strange. It's a strange one. Okay, I mean, if you already have problems with your cooldown track, and then you do this, and you want to continue with another adventure, that could slow you down and could be a problem. But yeah, especially if it says skip the day's adventurer's rest step. But still, I don't think it's that bad. So I completed the quest, which allows me to push this up again for 3 more spaces, and we both get an experience. So I got 2. He's got 1. What? Yeah, of course. And then we get 1 additional experience. So that brings us now to 22, if I'm not mistaken here. Do I want to spend my 2 experience? Well, I could maybe get another die here, right? That could be an option. To the Daedric Summoning. I mean, the bound armaments are kind of cool. Or the Power Stone. You may change the result of up to X other skill dice you rolled this engage to a side of your choice. I mean, yeah, I think that sounds pretty awesome. I'm gonna go with that. I guess that can be pretty potent. I'm gonna grab the Power Stone. It's a level 2. Yeah, why not? Let's do that. So this goes down to 0 again. And I mean, the bound armaments are also kind of cool. I already have one, but they are neat and they help him. Still, I think I want to go with a Power Stone, and maybe after that I might still consider grabbing another bound armament, maybe. Why not? Let's do that. Okay, so we start the next day, day 5, and yeah, I don't really have a lot going on here. I want to catch a few of these guys. So I guess we just need some kind of combat going on. I think... I mean, I could just hang out here. It's day 5. So we still have quite a bit of time. Now, one thing I'm thinking about is that toward the end of this session, it might be useful to be here somewhere in the center of the map, because we don't really know where we get sent, right? Maybe the final, by day 12, we got to be here at Daggerfall or something, and then it makes no sense to hang out here. So therefore, we probably want to be somewhere here in the center. But for now, I really don't know, man. I mean, I could move here. Yeah, that quest is a little bit, just going around doing quests. It's a bit strange, my guild quest here. So, fuck it. I'm gonna just move here, and I'm gonna roll a die, and we'll see what happens. Okay, so we have a conflict. Yep. And just gotta remove all these here, put them back in the back, and now we're gonna draw a conflict card, and it says pit stop. As you walk down a well-trodden path, a chorus of good-natured bellows catches your ear. Leaving the trail to seek out the source of the merriment, you spot a variety of people cheering and placing waggers around a hastily dug pit. A crude sign erected near the hold reads, "Best the champion of Hrothgar in the brawl pit." Shouldn't that say beat? As you approach, the crowd lets loose with an approving roar. Below, an orc warrior slams the flat of her axe against the skull of her Breton challenger, who falls like a sack of seltris. As the crowd exchanges winnings, you size up the competition. Maybe you should test your mettle. Alright. Last an hour in the brawl pit. Yes, I think I have to do that, right? Because it's an unstable location, and then you have to choose this one here. Okay, for this clash, use the 17 hex delve tile instead of the clash mat. Ignore all icons on the tile, instead deploying enemies and caches as indicated. You cannot retreat from this battle. Wow. Alright. Okay, so we have 22 experience points. So therefore we have an enemy pack of 44. Oh my dear. So, okay, so first we got 220 enemies. So let's see. The first one is a giant. Alright. With 10 life points. Oh boy. That's a lot of life points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 10. And he starts up here. Alright. The next 20 enemy is a Lamia. With 8 hit points. And then we have 4 level 1 guys. That is not great. Okay, so first we have a Breton bandit, and I'm going to place the hit points later. Then we got a dark elf bandit, is located back there. And last we have a high elf bandit. Okay, and he is located here. Okay, so this is now all set up, and let's have a quick look at the abilities of the different enemies. So what's interesting is this guy here with a steel ability, the Breton bandit. So that is always a little dangerous. If he determines a target, roll a d6. If the result is greater than or equal to the target's current hit points, that target discards a non-food item from a ready slot. So that kind of sucks. Therefore, I place this guy right next to him, and maybe I can kill him right away. That would be nice. Very dangerous is this Lamia down here with the Infeasible 5, and he has an attack range of 4. He would attack everyone within range, and the Infeasible says after this unit's engage, its target gains 5 light fatigue. So if we both would get 5 light fatigue, that would be a big problem. So I really want to try to avoid that and maybe kill that guy in the first attack. Then we got the giant up here, which is also really dangerous. He's got the Chillblain and the Shatter. So the Shatter says each turn, the first time this unit is engaged by an adventurer who is not overtaxing a weapon, that adventurer must discard a weapon from a ready slot after the engage. So that really sucks, because that means basically you always lose a weapon when you attack this guy. Very bad. Really, really bad. And then the Chillblain says, after this unit is engaged by an adventurer who is not using a weapon, that adventurer gains a light fatigue equal to the number of players. So this is also a big problem. Very bad abilities that this guy has. The others are not such a big deal. So I think what I want to do is I want to start with him here. So that's the first round of combat. And yeah, so my idea was to simply, so first I'm allowed during the cooldown phase to remove my light fatigue. And now my idea was to maybe simply attack this Breton bandit with my sword attack form. With these, yeah, I'm thinking about these 4 dice here. So I got a cooldown of 3 though. Now I can use my Calcinium Mace. You know, maybe I should just take 3 dice, get them all back at the end of the turn. Well, on the other hand, we can place these possibly in the active slot, so that's kind of cool. Yeah, so I think I'm going to take these 4 dice. Maybe that's a little bit too much. I'm really not sure if I want to take that many. But yeah, why not? I'm going to take these, and I also get, I think, 2 additional enemy combat dice. So that should be definitely enough to kill this guy, I think. Let's hope for the best here. Let's do the attack. Yeah, that is a good result. That's exactly 6 damage. He's got 1 shield, so we do 5 damage, and the guy has 4 hit points. So we managed to kill this bandit. And now, let's see. These 2 go into the active slots. And these 2 go down here. Alright. And now I want to move down here, I think, and basically block this guy here. Although he's got a massive range, so it doesn't really matter, right? Yeah, he's probably gonna hit me anyway with his range of 4, but I think that's okay. Anyway, I'm gonna move down here for now. I think that's okay. And then, and by the way, he is first player this time. And now I'm gonna attack with her. Yeah, and this is now an important roll. So first I can remove these 3 dice during the cooldown phase. And now the idea was, I wanted to try to kill this guy. Now one option would be to use the Dark Exchange. Move up to 2 hit points from any unit in range to any other unit in range. So that is already kind of good. That's a neat choice. And so that would cost him through 3 hit points from his 8. I got the Fracturing Poison. Deal 1 targetable enemy true damage equal to his defense stat. That would be another 3 hit points because he's got a defense of 3. So he would be down to 2 then. And then I gotta basically find a way to deal another 5 hit point of damage. And I could either do this by exploding this thing here. I could try the power the Force Shock with 2 dice. It's not that easy, but if I use 2 dice, there's a good chance I can do it. Okay, so here's what I do first. 1, 2, 3. I want to do the Dark Exchange, and I'm going to remove 3 from here. The question is, do I give it to him or to me? I think I'm going to give it to me. On the other hand, if I can pump this guy, he might be able to do the executioner thing with the giant. That is a pretty fun option, right? So actually I might even give it to him. Then I will attack basically the cache here with this Elemental Rage, and I'm going to use my Power Stone so that I can play around with the result. And I'm considering to also roll one of these illusion dice here. Maybe the Mesmerizing Gasp. And man, there's so much crazy stuff you can do. And now at the end, maybe I'm gonna go with simply one of these. Yeah, let's try this combination here. Now I hope I get a result that I hope I get something out of this cache, of this Elemental Rage. If this doesn't work, this guy could do me some trouble. However, there's still the illusion, the Mesmerizing Gasp. Place this down a targetable non-quest enemy. This enemy's range, stat, and movement are reduced to 1. So if things go, I still have that option that I could place on him. But I want to place that on the giant probably. So we'll see. I think I have this under control if I don't roll terrible. Well, that is not good, but it is good enough. So I get 2 tenacity, which is actually pretty good because that will allow me to do the Dark Exchange pretty early on. Then that is obviously perfect. I got 7 out of this. Now let me check the Power Stone again. There is a lot to see. You may change the result of one other skill dice. You rolled this engaged to a side of your choice. Now that's the thing, right? I mean, I could change this, one of these, to another side. I'm not sure if I want to do that, but first I want to use this, which is really potent, and it allows me to deal 7 damage against this guy. Now this thing explodes basically, and I can deal 7 damage, so it's 4 damage, 2, 3, 4, because he's got an armor of 3, right? But then I can use this, the fracturing poison, deal 1 targetable enemy true damage equal to its defense stat. Now I wonder if I can somehow maybe save that and deal. I don't think so. No, there's nothing I can do here probably. It's 1 more damage. I don't think so. Okay, so I'm gonna use my fracturing poison. I mean, I don't have to throw that away or anything. I can refill that. I just have to expend it for now, but I can go to the alchemist and refill that, and that kills this monster here, the Lamia, which is really, really cool. Okay, so that was a pretty solid start. What do I do with these? Yeah, I think I just take the tenacity. I think I'm okay with that, and I don't exchange any result here. On the other hand, you know, I think actually that's not quite true. I'm going to change this to the mesmerizing gasp, so that gives me 1 less tenacity, but I'm okay with that. And I place this here. So that means this guy now only has a range of 1, which he has anyway, but he also only moves 1 space. So he's really slow now, and this thing stays on him for the remainder of the battle. That's kind of cool. And then these 2 simply go in here, and we're good. Yeah, that was a good one. That was a good turn. So now, what happens next? I gotta activate these guys, obviously. So, I mean, yeah, I think this guy moves down here. And is it better if I move him here? Maybe for me it's better if I move him here. And both is valid, right? So he goes here. And then this unit will move 2 spaces and attack. I don't think he moves anymore, actually. I think he simply attacks because he can reach both of us. He's got a range of 4. He will attack both of us with 1 attack die. Okay, that's not great, but okay. Let's see. Okay, that is 1. So, yeah, fine. I simply take a wound here with the sorceress. And then we got him. And, well, I mean, wait a second. We got something here, right? That's not the one that I mean. I thought I had something going on. Nah. No. So, do I want to spend one of these? I mean, why not? That's what I have them for, right? Yeah, I'm going to do that. I'm simply going to spend one of these. Okay, so nothing happened here. And then this guy will activate. And he moves 2 spaces. So I think we're going to move him here, I guess. And that's it. He's still not in range. He's got a range of 2, but he can't quite make it. Okay, so that's it for this turn. It was a good turn, but this guy is still a problem. My issue is I really want to avoid to lose a weapon, right? But his shatter ability pretty much secures that you lose a weapon. The only way around that I see is if I constantly use my dark exchange where I don't exactly target a unit. It doesn't say you target a unit. But that costs me a lot of tenacity. But I could do that, right? I could do this. It will also take a while. I can only do this once per turn. But that could be an option. And then I possibly do not have to directly attack this creature. Another option would be... wait a second. We got... I thought about if I could add, for example... If I could give this guy fear, will add a status die to your roll, apply the resulting status to your target, or gain it yourself. So if I could apply to this guy fear, that would basically then make his abilities go away. The question is, what's the timing here, right? Because of course I target this guy, and does his ability shatter then immediately turn off? Is engaged by an adventurer who is not a... That adventurer must discard a weapon from after the engage. Oh, that's interesting. It says after the engage. So maybe... if I can get fear on him, and I might be able to do this with my Power Stone, you know, maybe there is a way then. It says skill dice. Okay, I cannot change the result of a non-skill die. That's a shame. It says I can only make a skill die to the result I want. So that ain't working, right? But wait a second. We have the wall of elements. Look at that. Apply a fear status die to one enemy in range. Oh, that's cool. We don't even have to attack this guy directly. We can. This is fantastic. We can simply use our fear, and in this way we can turn off his abilities. That's fantastic. I think I can get this going. Okay, so we go into the next turn, and just let me check the dodge ability here. Okay, this unit is engaged by an opposing unit. Prevent damage dealt to this unit equal to the number of rolled skill dice that do not deal damage. Alright, so we got a cooldown here first. So maybe I just play this here pretty straightforward. I think I'm just gonna move like 4 spaces, 1, 2, or 3. Let's say here, and then I simply want to attack this guy. I don't know, maybe using these 3 dice here, that should be good enough, I guess. Yeah, I mean, this guy only has 3 hit points, right? So that should not be an issue at all. I'm getting 2 more dice for my Cassinian Mace. So yeah, that should not be an issue at all. I guess I'm just gonna kill this guy. Yeah, okay, that was easy. And this goes into the active slot. Now that one here, deal 2 damage to your target for each shield discipline die in your active slot. Yeah, so that alone would be already more than enough. And then we got a 2 here. I mean, yeah, that was not a big deal. So actually, yeah, I think, no, it's fine, yeah. Yeah, I think that's okay. And that's it then for this guy. All my dice did damage, so he couldn't dodge either. Yeah, so I think I'm done with this guy. And now I gotta think about what to do with the magician. So these go all back in here. Now, what I definitely could do is I could use my Dark Exchange again, and yeah, I don't see a reason why I shouldn't do that. So this goes down here. I'm going to take away 3 points from him, and I'm going to give them to him again, I guess. So he now already has more hit points than he has, so technically the Executioner is at least possible at that point. But then I would lose probably a weapon, and that is something I don't want. Okay, so I think what I want to do is I'm going to take my Power Stone again, which allows me to choose a site for of a skill die, and then I'm going to take again this Elemental Rage, hoping to make this thing explode. If I could choose a 7 there, he would be killed. And because it's not a direct attack, the Chilblain or the Shatter doesn't affect me. And also not the Chilblain, by the way. And then I'm also going to take my Elemental Fear, or what's the name? Or Elemental Wall. Elemental Wall is the name, I think. Which, Wall of Elements, there you go. And that would allow me to apply a Fear status die. And in case this doesn't work out, So we'll see what we get here, right? Okay, that's great. Then I could even choose both, right? That's pretty massive. Um, that's actually interesting. Wonder, you know, that is funny. Okay, that allows me to change the result of the top two other skill dice. So let me see. Okay, wait a second. It's not quite as easy. I can do 5 damage, but this guy has 2. Okay, wait a second. If I turn this to a 7, and I can turn this to a, what was this? It was this side here. Exactly. So if I do that, and now he takes 5 damage. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He has exactly 1 left. And the funny part is, this is a humanoid guy. So I could kind of arrest him now. Seize them. If I spend 3 tenacity, he's a non-quest human enemy at 1 hit point now. I can simply take this guy, which is really funny. So that is something I want to do, I guess. And he is still mesmerized. This thing is gone, obviously. And he is now in fear. So yeah, that all doesn't matter, really. And, oh, wait a minute. We're going to take this, and I think this is actually drained. Yeah, so this goes here to the side. I'm going to place this here. And then he gets a fear status die. And 1 adventurer takes 1 true damage. So something going to give that to him. All right. Okay, and then I think I want to move a single space. I'm really slow. I can only move up to 2 spaces. I want to move here, so just to make sure that I don't get cornered or something. And I'm out of range of the dark elf. He's got a range of 2, so he cannot reach me. And yeah, I mean, there is no issues here. And that's again the end of the turn, basically. And at that point, the dark elf, well, first of all, this guy moves. He moves towards the strongest player, so he moves down here, and then the dark elf will attack with 2 dice. He's going to attack this guy, obviously, and that is a miss. When engaged by an enemy, prevent 1 damage dealt to you for each miss rolled. So nothing happened here at all. It's just fine. And that's the end of that turn. And we go into turn 3, and things are looking really good, and it's easy. Okay, so these go back into the ready slots. And now, you know, I'm thinking about, yeah, I think I just simply want to, wait a 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go here. Then I'm going to use now this special ability, Apprehend. Remove an adjacent non-quest enemy at 1 hit point and place it on this card. So I'm going to spend 3 tenacity here. Does that make any sense? I mean, yeah, no, I don't. Yeah, I want to do that. Okay, and so these all go away, and I managed to seize the giant. That guy should count for multiple enemies, right? It's a shame that it's just the number of chips and not the number of level. Not I don't know, an overall amount of level. That would be really cool. But okay, anyway, so there we go. This goes back in here, and then I can move an additional 3 spaces to go here, and I'm now going to use, I'm going to try to open the chest, and I can now use my 2 locksmith dice for the first time. Are these? Yeah, these are both locksmith dice, right? No, this is actually a finders keepers. Okay, anyway, I'm going to use them. Now, I would be fine rolling a tenacity, if there is one. Actually, there is not. Oh, there is one, yeah. So that would be fine for me because I need one more tenacity. Well, we'll see, I guess. So, because I want to get this guy too, but yeah, okay, anyway. So, how do I do that? Okay. Dice text. Yeah, okay. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to simply take these 3, I guess. I just have to think about that for a second. So I moved 4 spaces. If I don't engage, I can move overall 8 spaces. So I can still move down here so that this guy won't attack her. Yeah. Okay, so let's do that now. We need a 2, 6, and 4, right? Okay, so we got a 2 and a 6 already, which is great. And now let's see what these 2 allow us to do. Any roll... Okay, I could adjust this by 1. That would be already enough. I rolled a 3 here, so that would be already enough to do it. And that would allow me modify any rolled die by up to 2. Okay, great. So we're good. These go back in here. And we were already successful with our first attempt. Effusion of stamina. Expend. Move any number of over fatigue from your cooldown track to your active slots. These fatigue dice are treated as active skill dice until removed. This could actually be interesting for me, because if I remember that right, in my 2-handed combat, I want to fill my active slots. It's this one here. Each time you would gain an over fatigue, you may place it in an active slot if possible. If all of your active slots are full, you may drain this die and deal 2 damage to an adjacent enemy. So this is actually maybe something I want to do. You know, I'm thinking about replacing this here with this effusion of stamina. That's not bad for me. Not bad at all. Okay. And then this is removed. And now I get 4 more movement points as long as I don't engage. So I'm simply going to move down here. And we're going to try this again. Now these don't go in the cooldown track, if I remember that correctly. Dice are returned to the attribute rows after use. Yeah, so I can immediately try that again. And I got like 1, 4, 3 are the numbers I need to roll. Okay, so we got a 1. Now this one allows me to modify 1. And what is this? Gain 1 additional attempt. Okay, That is cool. So I can simply modify this to a 3. And then I got 1 additional attempt. So I got 3 more attempts, right? Now the question is, you may roll this die. So can I, that's a little odd. Can I roll these dice whenever I make a lockpick attempt? It seems so. So I could roll these dice all the time? That's pretty crazy. Or can I just roll them once? Whenever a dice text indicates it may be rolled, you may choose whether to roll the die and apply the results. Dice are returned to attribute rows after use. So technically, I don't know, man, this is weird. You may roll this die when making a lockpick attempt. I think if I roll this now, this is another lockpick attempt. I think I can roll this die multiple times, which seems a little bit crazy, but I don't see why not. Right? I mean, that makes it pretty pointless, I guess. I don't know. You must resolve this result. Ah, look at that. If you roll this, that sucks. Exhaust this die and gain 1 light fatigue. Ah, okay, that's interesting. So this die goes actually in here, and I gain a light fatigue. Okay, so that makes this a little more questionable. But still, I rolled a 4 here, so that means I did it. And this goes back in here. Okay, yeah, well. So let's see what we get. Ooh, oh, that's great, man. The Void Steel Axe. Ignore, wow, that is insane. Ignore 1 defense on your target. And it has this battle form here, which is actually really good for me. Wow, this is cool. Huh. You know, I'm thinking about getting rid of this dog. I really don't need that, I think. This is really good. I'm going to place this dog here. Now I got, again, 8 cards. This is cool, man. Excellent. Okay, so that's the end of his turn. So now it's her. She could move here, and I mean, she doesn't even have to do that, right? You know what? I think I'm going to get these back here. And then I think I'm simply going to roll my Force Shock to give him a couple of hit points. Oh, and actually I get 1 tenacity at the start of the turn. Maybe I'm going to roll them both. Yeah, I'm going to roll my 2 Force Shock die. Okay, so that is pretty good. So that deal 2 damage to your target. Okay. And oh, wait a minute, the divert. Oh yeah, no, I can. The last hit point is not lost when he doesn't have that at the start of the attack. So he keeps his last hit point here. Okay, so that's 2 damage, and then I get a tenacity, which is great. And these 2 go in here. And yeah, I mean, we can just take our time at that point, right? It's not really interesting or anything. And now this guy attacks. He's got 2 dice against him. I'm out of range, so nothing too exciting will happen, I guess. Okay, that is 2 damage. Okay, Let me see. Once per turn, you may reroll an enemy's engaged that targets you. With my timely escape, I can do that. I'm gonna let him reroll this. Okay, that's again 2 damage. So yeah, I got so much hit points. Who cares? I'm simply gonna take the damage. Okay. So we go to turn number 5, number 4 actually, and yeah. So I guess what I want to do is first I gotta these go back, and yeah, I mean I guess I just want to attack this guy. Pretty much only want to do a single damage here, so let's just attack this guy. I mean, I could even take this. Maybe I'll roll a tenacity. That would be kind of cool. Yeah, let's take these 3 dice. Okay, that's fine. So yeah, that is more than enough. First I get a tenacity, which is nice. And then I deal a ton of damage, which brings him down to 1 point. And now things are getting... There's one more decision to make. I could now spend my whole tenacity to kind of arrest this dude. Or I could let her do it. And yeah. I think I want to let her do it. For her, it's really simple to get tenacity. She's already at 4. So yeah, I think I want to let her do it. So she moves now simply 2 spaces here. And oh, she gets 1 tenacity, obviously, at the start of her turn. And then she spends 3. And these 2 dice, by the way, go back in here. And that means we arrest this guy too. So we already have 2 here, and I don't see a reason why we shouldn't collect more. That would be definitely nice. Alright, cool. So that's the end here of that battle. And we simply get 2 experience points as a reward here. Now these go back in here at the end of the battle, and 2 XP. So we're both at, no, he is actually at 3. Now thinking about, I'm not sure. I'm not sure if I want to save XP to increase my cooldown, or if I want to spend them. Let me think about that. Okay, so let's go to day 6 now. I don't see the needs to rest or anything. We are in a great shape. So I'm considering simply moving to another unstable... Oh, I get 1 tenacity because when you have an encounter in an unstable location, after that you get a tenacity as a reward. So that was nice. And now I'm simply moving here, I guess. And we got another encounter on an unstable location. So let's see what happens. And that's another conflict. And we have the Well of Life. You're thirsty after many hours of traveling, and the roadside well up ahead is a welcome sight. Or at least it was until you arrive and see that the well has been boarded up. You'll need to wait a bit longer to quench your thirst. After some investigation, however, you realize that this well isn't a well at all. The boards have concealed a ladder that goes down the hole to destinations unknown. You peer through the slats and see a dull glow from deep within the pit. Is it worth delving down to find out more? Absolutely. Absolutely. We're going to search the well here. I wanted to do a delve anyway, so that's cool. After each time an adventurer defeats an enemy, that adventurer may heal for 1 hit point. Unstable, you cannot retreat from this battle until you have gained at least 2 sky shards. Battle objective uncover. So I think we need 3 sky shards, if I'm not mistaken. Let me check that. You gather a number of sky shards, by default 3, and successfully reach the end of round to succeed. As per survey, uncover means now as per survey, so that was the one before, but can choose to retreat at end of round or continue, and the party gains 1 XP per recovered sky shard regardless of success or not. Okay, so I wonder if I could continue after I found 3 sky shards. But of course an issue is that at some point we're going to get over fatigue. But let's see. Let's set up this delve. Okay, so we're simply ready to go here, and so you can have a maximum of 3 sky shards if not specifically mentioned otherwise. And then if you found 3, you cannot explore any further. Okay, so now I guess what I'm going to do is simply draw. At the start of the turn I can explore for free. Which one is my number 1? That is a good question. I think I'm going to let her be the number 1. Do I? Maybe not. You know, I'm going to let him be number 1. And then we're going to draw the first delve card and see what happens. Okay, we already found a sky shard. Windswept Plateau. I think it was a well somewhere underground. Well, who knows? All right. So, you know, I think I'm not going to do that during my first playthrough, but it really feels that these should scale somehow, and they don't. And maybe you should say, okay, during your first adventure, I don't know, you apply this, and then during your second session you apply a 3-player combination, even if you're just 2 players. It feels weird that these don't scale. I mean, we just have a level 5 guy, which is not really... It's not really a big deal, right? Okay, anyway. So let's find a... we gotta find a matching tile. So I'm gonna roll. We always have 3 tiles, so it's the medium one. So the second one, right there, 3. Yeah, exactly. So I'm gonna take this tile here. I don't know, man. I'm just gonna place it like this, I guess. Okay, and then we have a single level 5 enemy. And we gotta... What? Oh, we gotta roll a die? Wait a second. 1+. What does 1? I don't know. I think if it is your first shard, 1 plus, deploy an enemy to an unoccupied hex on as many tiles with swarmed as possible. The enemy's level corresponds to the current unrest as outlined below. Each enemy deploys with +1 hit points. +2 hit points. I don't really understand that. What is a swarm? What means swarmed? Let's figure that out. Okay, I think for now the swarm does not have any effect. There seem to be delve cards that tell you that a tile is swarmed or something. That's what I get from the Gazetteer at least. But yeah, we don't have that yet, so therefore this thing does not apply, I guess, for now. I'm just gonna draw a level 5 enemy. And I'm going to place that guy as far away as possible. So that is this Riker. I don't know how to spell that. How to pronounce that. It's a. So that is okay, aggressive and riposte. So let's place that here. He's got 4 life points. All right. It's got a pretty high defense of 2. So again, I think if you attack this guy, each turn, the first time this unit is dealt damage by an adjacent opposing unit, this unit will then deal 3 damage back, so long as it was not defeated. That's a lot of damage. Okay, it's got a distance of 2. Aggressive. After rolling enemy combat dice, this unit rerolls all misses 1 time before dealing damage. So yeah, I mean this is not so easy. And then we have here a cache. So now I can ignore 1 defense, which is pretty good. So let me see if I do the two-handed, and there's a lot to consider here. If I take the balanced blade, okay, let's say I take the balanced blade. So I can roll up to 4 dice. I got a cooldown of 3. So I want to take the balanced blade. But wait a second, before I do that, I have to move toward this guy. I'm going to move here first. And do I? I don't know actually. Three damage is pretty tough. Is it damage or is it light fatigue? Wait a second. Yeah, 3 damage. Man, that's rough. So I got to defeat him basically with a single hit. I mean, I can do that. Yeah, why not? Okay, so I think first I want to move here. And then I'm gonna try to open the cache, I guess. So I'm gonna use these again. Yeah, why not? Let's do that. I need, by the way, a 5, and a 1. All right. Okay, so that is, I got a 1 here. What is this? This looks good. Maybe I opened it already. Set all rolled dice to the sides of your choice. Fantastic! We did it. That was lucky. Okay, great. So we found this, and we got a ton of cards. We already have 8 cards. So unless this is really good, I'm just going to get rid of it, I guess. Vulnerability poison. After dealing exactly 1 damage to an enemy, apply a Bane status die to that enemy. I mean, this is also pretty good, right? Oh, by the way, I could have used this thing, but... Do I want to keep that? Oh man, got a lot of good stuff here. I'm actually thinking about getting rid of the dog. I got so many cards here. It's a bit of a shame. Okay, so... And then I gotta now attack the guy. And my idea was to use the balance blade and then maybe I mean, this could go wrong, and that would be bad. But I also have that, this one here. I know this one here. Ignore 1 defense on your target, so that's kind of cool. Should I take this one too? I mean, I could also take one of these. Maybe I should do that. Yeah, come on, let's do that. Let's hope for the best here. I mean, I got a tenacity. I could also roll 3 dice here. I thought I had 4. That's weird. Didn't I have 4? That's really odd. I thought I had 4 dice down there, but it doesn't seem like that. Well, I might be wrong. Okay, whatever. So, okay, I think I want to attack with these 3 dice. I gotta go into the right battle form, though. Let's hope I kill him. I don't want to take 3 damage. That would suck. Okay, that looks pretty good. So, let's see. We got a lot going on here. So first, we got this balance blade thing here. And that says... Each time you would gain an overfatigue, you may place it in an active slot if possible. On your turn, if all your active slots are full, you may drain this die and deal 2 damage to an adjacent enemy for each overfatigue in your active slots. Okay, so we're going to place that here. And now we got this. So that is obviously 1 hit, 1 damage. And then we got here, deal 3 damage to your target, then gain 2 light fatigue or an over fatigue. So I'm going to take the over fatigue and I'm going to place it now here. And then I'm going to deal 3 damage. No, wait a second. This one. So that means he's at 4 damage, and I need to do, he's got 4 and 1, so I need to do another damage, and that would be That would be this one. Deal 4 damage to your target. After this engage, gain a Bane status down. Now wait a second. We got this one. The enchanted adventurer ignores the effects of Bane, Fear, and Maim status dice. But I still get it. But that's cool anyway. So yeah, I think we're good here. I'm going to take all this. I'm going to get the status die, which slows me down a little bit in my cooldown track. But in the end, at least it has no effect. And I think this is it. And we managed to kill this guy. Oh, wait a second, actually. Wait a minute. You know what I could do is, I could actually simply say, okay, I'm not going to apply that. I'm just going to spend, I'm going to bring him down to 1 damage. Yeah, I can do that using this only and that, because that would be overall 4 damage. Right. So I would deal 4 damage. He's got 2 armor. I can ignore 1 because of my Void Steel axe. So therefore he has 1 armor. I deal 3 damage. That leaves him with 1. And because he's a humanoid, I can spend now 3 tenacity and simply arrest him. So that is cool. So now we're already here. I could draw 2 legendary items, and 2 adventurers may do 1 additional town action. That is pretty neat. Cool, yeah. I think from now it doesn't make sense to do more, to arrest more, because the next one would be 5 or 6, so we need 2 more. And there it says also just 2 additional items, legendary items, and 3 adventurers may take 1 additional town action. But that doesn't really help us, right? Because, I mean, we're obviously just 2 people. The next one interesting would be 7, but that is ridiculous. So I think no need to arrest anybody else here. Okay, so she gets 1 tenacity because she starts in a magic stance. And then she simply moves, she runs basically, and she simply moves here. Yeah, and that's all. Now I could decide to explore that, but I don't want to because I don't want to trigger enemy, any enemies during this turn, obviously, because I cannot react. So now we go to the next turn. And yeah, I think I simply move 2 spaces, 2. And now I want to do an auto explore. I can do that when I enter a tile with such a symbol here. And we draw the next Delve card. Okay, overpass. When revealed, if an enemy deployed to this tile has a range of 1, remove it and replace it with a new enemy of the same level with a range of 2 or higher. To this unit, all deployed enemies do this until all deployed enemies have a range of 2 or higher. Now this is swarmed. High ground. During their engage actions, adventurers in made magic or bow stance can ignore sight restrictions and increase their range by 3. Okay. Alright, I mean, yeah, fine. So let's find a tile. Okay, this is the top one. So the first one, so we simply take this one here. And yeah, let's see how we want to place that. So we got 3 enemies in there, a level 1, a level 5, and another level 1 enemy. That is not even possible. There's only 2 enemies possible. I assume you start from the left, right? A level 1 and a level 5 enemy here. So, how do we want to place these guys? Well, I don't know, probably, I guess just like that. Yeah, okay. And so we get 1 cache, which we can simply place, I don't know, maybe just here or something. And then, yeah, we get these enemies. I think the level 5 enemy is placed here. He goes the furthest away. The highest level enemy goes the furthest away. So the level 1 enemy goes here. Now let's see what we find. So now I'm going to use my Velothi Farseer's charm. When deploying a random level 5 or level 10 enemy, you may draw 2, then choose 1 to deploy and 1 to return to the enemy back. So I've drawn these 2, and each one I replaced until I met a higher than Rage 1 level. So we got the High Elf Marauder, Divert, Dodge, and this is the one I'm going to take because he only has an attack roll of 1. And this guy, the Skeleton Mage, has 3 attack dice, which is a little more ugly, I think. So I'm going to choose this guy. He's got 5 life points. And yeah, that's it then. Oh, and over here we have a Spriggan, range 2. That's kind of a Daedra. And the problem is he's got a Bane. So I guess if they attack, we get a curse or something like that. Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, yeah, but I mean, okay, I mean, in the end, that's not a big deal. We just have to kill this guy. He's got 4 life points and 1 armor. Okay, so going to the next turn now, and yeah, I think I want to simply start with him. So I'm going to move 1. Now the question is, do I actually want to open this? I mean, obviously I got good odds with my special ability, but I already got so much stuff here. I cannot keep anything else. Maybe I should actually leave that for her, but I don't know. It's really hard to tell. Yeah, I think I'm going to leave that, and I'm just going to move here, and I will attack this guy here. So first I'm allowed to remove these. And so what I want to do is, I think I want to take again these 2 dice here, and then these 2 here, and yeah, then we're good to go. And I simply attack this guy here. Now he's got the divert. Wait a second, that's actually a problem. I cannot use these 2 because the dodge allows him, for every die that does not do damage, he can subtract 1 damage, and these 2 dice don't do any damage. So that's not very helpful then. You know, I might go with one of these instead. And the divert says that the last health marker cannot be removed. Yeah, if it's not the only one at the start of the attack. So we'll see. That wasn't so good, so we get 2 tenacity. I mean, okay, that's fine. And then we got this here, and that says deal 3 damage, then gain 2 light fatigue or 1 over fatigue. Okay, so I'm going to take the over fatigue. I'm going to place this in my active slot. This is possible because the balance blade is located here, which allows me to place over fatigue in there. And yeah, that's pretty much. And then he takes 4 damage, of course. Okay, that's nice. So he's exactly down to 1 damage. No, that's actually not true. 2 dice did not do any damage. So he can... yeah, that's actually true. He can avoid 2 damage, I guess. Let's see. The divert. No, that's not the one. The dodge. Prevent damage dealt to this unit equal to the number of rolled skill dice that do not deal damage. Yeah, okay. So he only takes 2 damage. All right. So let me see what my plan is now with the sorceress. I mean, I obviously want to try to kill this guy over here, and I'm thinking about simply using my force shock. And then what else do I want to do? Yeah, I think I'm going to take these. I think I'm going to take these what's the name? Bound armaments that will help him possibly. Yeah, let's do that. So, well, yeah. Okay. That looks not so bad. So, this... Oh, and I get 1 tenacity at the start of the turn. I get another tenacity from this die. This goes in here, and I can trigger this to give him a free attack, basically, if I'm not mistaken about that. Yeah. Okay, and finally we got these 2 here, and this is simply deal 2 damage to your target. Okay, so that means we deal overall 4 damage. The guy has sadly 1 shield. It was a little unlucky here, so he has 1 damage left. All right. Now let me see what I can do. I got these 3 now here. I have a lot of tenacity left, so I might consider maybe I cannot really do anything here. That's a shame. I mean, I could move 1 space and then do a close combat attack against this guy. This is an option. And is this worth it? Maybe it is, actually. I think I want to do this. I got to take 2 fatigue though, which is a little rough. Nah, I don't think I want to do that. Shit. I don't want to take the fatigue for the second attack. Actually, I think I played the Dark Exchange wrong. I think I removed always 3 hit points for some reason, but it says only 2 hit points. I don't know why I messed this up. Maybe it's because it costs 3 tenacity. So, I mean, that is important to remember. Yeah, I'm thinking about using this. Yeah, why not? I think I want to do this. So I'm going to spend 3 tenacity to kill this guy. I take this 1 hit point, and I think I'm going to, I don't know, man. I think I'm going to, do I take it myself or do I give it, I think I want to give it to the other guy. All right. And then I want to use the lightning splash. After you defeat an enemy, deal 2 damage to every enemy that was in that enemy's range. I think that's what I want to do. So this goes to 0 now, but that means this guy takes 2 damage. And now he's down to 1 hit point, which should make it easy now to kill him. All right. And I still could move here. Yeah, why not? Let's do that. I'm going to move here. I didn't move yet. So I want to move here, try to open this thing. We got, let's see, 226. All right, that's not so bad. That is a 6. Do I want to take a 2 here? Do I want to take a fatigue? No. Okay, we got a 2. That's nice. And the last attempt. Okay. Well, we let it go. It's not that important. Just a standard cash. But all right. And then I still have another movement. So, I'm actually thinking about moving down here. No, that is, yeah, I got 2 movement points. Exactly. So I moved here. Okay, great. And that's it. So now, the High Elf activates. He attacked both of us. So, but with just a single die. Okay, that's a hit. So I'm going to take a wound, I guess. There's nothing I can do against that. And here, yeah, I think I simply have to take that wound. All right. However, we got now this die here, which allows me, at the end of any unit's turn, you may choose an adventurer to perform an engage ruling 2 of their available skill dice. If those dice would be exhausted, they are recovered instead. Okay, so that's cool. So this die goes in here, and I'm going to take this die and now that's interesting. I could actually even take That's interesting. I could also roll these 2 dice. They would not be exhausted. There is a C, which means they go in the cooldown, but I think they do not get exhausted. What am I going to do here? I think I'm going to take this die. I'm going to roll these 2, and we'll see what happens. Okay, that's perfect. So that was a pretty good roll. So I managed to kill this guy. And this die goes always in the cooldown. The acrobatics, because it has a C. So I don't think this means exhausted, and the other one simply goes back in here. And this allows me now to do extra movement at the start of my turn. Okay, so that's pretty much the end of that turn, and we go to turn 3. So we got to draw the next Delph card. And excellent. Oh, look at that. The throne room. Fantastic. We found 2 sky shards, but got a lot of enemies in here. When revealed, the party may choose to gain any amount of light fatigue and distribute it among adventurers. For each light fatigue gained by an adventurer, you may deal 2 true damage to an enemy on this tile. Gain 1 over fatigue for each sky shard that has been collected this delve. Oh man, that's rough. Okay, so that means we get 3 over fatigue. Now, does that mean each adventurer? Or only the guy who... I think it's probably only the guy who actually opened the chamber, which would be him, right? Yeah, I'm pretty sure about that. So that means he gets 3 over fatigue. Wow, that is tough. That's really bad. But okay, I mean... Now I wonder if we... can I place also these over fatigue? Yep. I can place one of these over fatigue over here in an active slot. And then I get 2 more. And actually... we could get fatigue, but I don't really know if I want to do that, to be honest. We would be allowed, I think, at the end, yeah, I'm sure about that, at the end of this turn, because now we found these... Oh, wait a second. Actually, we gain the over fatigue the moment we enter the new room. But, okay, just we'll leave it for now. So I think if we survive the next turn, we can basically retreat from the delve. We don't have to kill everyone in this room. We found now 3 sky shards, which means we were basically successful if we survive that turn. And we have to enter this last room, and then we're good. So now let's find this throne room. Okay, so we got a 20. Enemy. This is a bull mammoth. Wow. So this is the strongest enemy. He's the furthest away. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He's one of these 2. Actually, he's here. He's back there. He's got 12. You know what, I'm going to take this for a 10 now. I mean, 12 is a lot. Okay, so this guy hangs out back here, and Then we got a 10 enemy, and there I'm allowed to draw 2 because of my Wealthy Farseer's charm, and the same thing with the 5 enemy. Okay, so we got here Breton Usurper. And the Dark Elf Sentry. So which one do we want? Let's see what the... It probably doesn't really matter. I mean, I'm pretty sure I can get away from them no matter what. Colossal Stalwart with additional hit points. Whoa! This unit deploys with additional hit points equal to the total number of combat skill dice trained by adventurers. So I guess it gets overall 4 additional hit points. I mean, this is not really my... It's hard to tell, right? I didn't really train these. I mean, they were kind of what I started with. So does that already count? Honestly, I don't know. I got no clue. I guess so. I'm going to count it. That would be the Colossal. And Stalwart is... This unit cannot lose more than 1 hit point in a single turn. Oh, that's going to be a joke, man. Then that takes forever to kill this thing. The Dark Elf Sentry. So this is Divert. We know what that means. This is the thing with the last hit point. And Recover. I think that's not too bad. At the start of this unit's turn, it heals for 2 hit points. I mean... And it has 3... fuck, man, I don't know. I'm gonna take this guy anyway. But... yeah, I mean, it doesn't really matter, as I said. I'm pretty sure we're not gonna fight these guys. 2... Okay, this is 8. We just have to survive and then we're gonna be fine. So we're gonna place him here, I guess. And the last one is a 5. And again, I can choose between 2 because of the charm here. So we get the Imperial Marauder and a bear. You know, I think I'm going to go with a bear here. Doesn't really matter. So he's got 6. Alright, and he starts a little more here in the center. And we can now place a cache and a legendary item. I gotta check if I can completely freely choose where to place these, because then I would obviously place them here, right? Let me see if I can do that. Okay, so the caches also have to go in the farthest hexes possible. So that means one goes here. This is the legendary one. And then we also have another one, and that goes here. Okay. So now let's see. That was the exploration. So now he starts the turn and he's allowed to remove 3 dice. And as I said, basically we just must enter this thing to get the sky shards. Then we would trigger the over fatigue here, this event. Okay, we did that now. And then I think we basically can just move back again. And I don't see any reason to make it more complicated than it is. I mean, it's very unlikely that we can reach this thing without... maybe we can reach this one without getting too much into trouble. That might be an option, but I cannot move through these enemies, right? Or can I? Maybe I can with the acrobatics. Let's see. I got the Fleet Phantom, all right. You may move up to X hexes. No. The Rapid Maneuver is the one that allows me to move through enemies. Yeah, but I... Oh, wait a minute. Oh, look at that. You may move through enemies. So this is something that actually does not happen. So I could... That's interesting. But I have to engage, which means I cannot move twice. So let me see, I can move 4 spaces. So if I use the rapid, if I use the phantom here, I can basically move here. Then I could engage and basically just roll this die. And if I roll well, I could move through here for 2, but then I can only move back and I will end up here and get attacked by pretty much everybody. So this is not the best choice, I think. I mean, I probably would. Yeah. Do you want to go crazy here? Just for this stupid legendary item? You know, we also got this one, which is actually pretty cool. Let's see. Maybe we can do some crazy stuff here. Okay, here, there we go. On your turn, if all of your active slots are full, which they are, you may drain this die and deal 2 damage to an adjacent enemy for each overfatigue in your active slots. Okay, so basically we could simply pretty much kill any one of these guys. The question is draining a die, is that an action? Right? So the idea would be to say, okay, I'm going to use this phantom thing to move here. Then I'm going to drain the die and simply kill one of these guys. Then, if that was not an engage, I have still 8 movement points. So I could move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Right? That would be perfect. Because I'm going to lose these dice anyway. I don't know if that is something... I have no idea. Got to figure that out. I don't know if this is legal or not. Is that an action or not? I don't know. I couldn't find anything that says that using a die here from an active slot is only possible when you engage. And it doesn't say that here, right? And I mean, you can use, for example, these defense dice when they are up here when you are attacked, which is definitely not an action, right? You just do it, you don't even do it in your turn. So I don't know, man. I think this is I would say this should be possible. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to move three spaces with this phantom thing. And I'm going to move here. Then I'm going to use this die and I got to drain it so it goes back here. And these over fatigue are removed. And I deal 2 per over fatigue, 2 damage. Now this guy has exactly 6 hit points, so, and he has 0 defense, so that means I can actually kill him. Now he's got this riposte T2, right? Now I think that means the first time this unit is dealt damage by an adjacent opposing unit, yeah, okay, I take 2 damage. Oh, so long as it was not defeated. Well, I did defeat it, so I don't even take the damage here. So I guess I killed that bear with my balanced blade. And now I actually still have my movement. I think this was not an engage, so I still have the option to move twice. So I'm going to move in here 1, 2, and now I'm going to use my dice here, and we'll see what we get to open this legendary item. I need, let's see, I need a 2 for the main lock or whatever, and then a 5, 6, and 2. Okay, so that was pretty good. That is already a 2, and look at that. I'm pretty sure this. I'm not so sure actually. Okay, this is a 2. This is a tenacity, so this goes in here. All right. This one allows me, and this is again, you know, this is one of these questions. Set all rolled dice to the sides of your choice. I think I cannot set this die to another side because I need the 2. So I guess I can only use these 2 for now. So I will make this a 5 and a 6, I guess. And then this one goes, oh wait a minute, what about the tenacity? This is actually, dice are returned to your attribute rolls after use. I think actually this goes back into my attribute row. You know, this sounds really odd, but I think I can use these 2 dice again. It doesn't say anywhere that this is not possible. You may roll this die when making a lockpick attempt. It doesn't say you may roll it once per lockpick attempt or something. You know, I feel this is overpowered. I'm not going to roll this again. I'm going to take these 2 back here, but I'm not going to roll this again. I think this is just not fair. Instead, I'm going to roll this thing now 3 times and hope that I roll a 2. You know, I'm going to take that. Going to take a fatigue. That gives me a 2. And I'm good, and I opened the box. Okay, there we go, and this is great. Caramelized goat nibbles. Discard this item, then heal a targetable level 1 or 5 animal enemy to full hit points. That enemy becomes a companion controlled by you for the rest of this battle. Is this thing worth discarding one of the other items? All right, I mean, this is a level 1 or 5 enemy. I mean, having a bear, for example, as a companion is not that bad. I might actually consider doing it, but then I gotta get rid of one of these, which is hard for me, I don't want that. I think they're all pretty good. Maybe this one. I'm gonna put this one here. Oh man, and then what? Maybe I'll get rid of this one here. Yeah, that's a bit shameful, but okay. Oh man, yeah. So let's do it like this. Maybe this is even worse. Nah. I'm gonna keep that. All right. Okay. I think I'm fine here. And then I simply run back. So I got 6 movement left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Cool. Yeah, well, now these guys activate, and the mammoth, he's got the rush ability going on. That allows him to, I think, activate twice if it cannot attack after the first time, and that is what happens. So he moves 1, 2, and then 3, 4, and he's, I mean, yeah, he obviously can still not attack. And now we got this other dude here, and he simply moves 2 spaces, cannot attack, only has a range of 1, so that's it. And now we can simply move out of here because we found our 3 sky shards, and there's no need to kill everybody. So that's the end of this delve. Okay, so it's the end of the day. We were here at an unstable, or is it an unstable location? I think that's the name. So therefore we get both an additional tenacity after the successful action here. And I actually did not do her turn. I just realized that I only did his last turn, and then I activated immediately the others. But she also had a turn, which means she should get another tenacity at the start of her turn. And she should also get the option to do a cooldown. Damn, I'm not even sure if I did the cooldown here, to be honest. But it would not have made a big difference. But for her, it kind of does. So let's place all these here. And here, I don't remember if I did the cooldown here, but okay. I mean, it would only remove this, and these 2 over fatigue would then go here. So it's not a big difference. I'm going to leave it like this. All right. So let's see now. We get experience points for that. God. We had 3. Wait a second. We got, is it this one? Yeah, I think that's the one. Yeah, so we get 1 experience point here, and I think actually we should get 3 more experience point, 1 for each sky shard. I want to check that. Just a second. We got this here. Maybe it's actually written here. A party gains 1 XP per recovered sky shard, regardless of success or not. Wow. That is pretty insane. It says uncover. Yeah. Okay, that means we actually get 4 experience points. That is massive. So that means we are here at 26. And it means that she is at 6 experience points. So I'm going to give her 3 extra points here. And he is actually at 7. So he gets 4 extra points. That is huge. That is huge. Okay. So let's see what we can do with that, right? I mean, we go now into the reward step. So what I wanted to do with her is, so okay, let me see. I got 6 points. I want to buy that last, yeah, I think I want to buy this last die here for 3 experience points. I already checked this. This is the ancient knowledge. For each of your available magic type skill dice, deal your target 1 damage and heal for 1 hit point. I mean, this is sick, right? That's kind of like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So if I play that in a clever way, I can do 9 damage or something like that. Okay, they gotta be available, so I gotta play this in a clever way, but I think still this is really, really, really powerful. So let's find that die. Okay, now I got 3 XP left. So I could save XP to improve my cooldown, which is possibly a good choice. But let me see what other options I have. What about the Daedric summoning here? The Daedric curse? That's not that great. Huh. Deploy companion unit, clan fear. Huh. I gotta check these companion units. I mean, these are these 2. There is this one, the clan fear, and on the other side, the Atronak. And I mean, it's kind of fun, right? It's definitely kind of cool. This guy is aggressive, so he can reroll attack dice, and he's pretty powerful. He's got 6 hit points. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of cool. I like that, actually. Maybe I should do this. Maybe I should spend 2 to get another Daedric summoning die. Huh. Eventually I could exchange that die for level 4, for example, a Tempered Soul. If I spend another 2, I can basically remove a die and any die and place another one of that same skill line in here, which would allow me to take a 1 or level 1 or 5 enemy from the defeated stack, deploy it with full hit points to an unoccupied adjacent hex. This unit is now a companion. I mean, this is kind of cool too. It's definitely fun, right? I might even consider maybe getting rid of one of these armaments, but I don't know, man. There's so much going on. Or I get even slower. Although I don't think I can untrain this. I don't think I can untrain stamina. I can untrain magicka and combat dice, but not stamina. So I don't know. It's an interesting question. Do I spend the 2? Or do I say, hey, I prefer to get a higher cooldown? I think I'm actually going to spend the 2. And that allows me to take the level 3 dice here of the Daedric Summoning. Let's see which one that is. I think it's this one, isn't it? Yeah, that's the one, right? Yeah, I mean, that thing is fun, right? Let's do that. Let's get this die. And wow, I mean, she is really powerful. I totally love the sorceress. Okay, over here, I think I really want to improve my cooldown. It feels like this is really great. I often have problems here, so I think this is actually something I want. I want to improve my cooldown to 4. And so that means I have 3 experience left. All right. So what do I do with that? I could get additional hit points. What about this? You know, I think I want to actually train here for 2 the shield charge. Recover any number of shield discipline dice from your active slots. Oh, wait a minute. Huh. I could also go with the cleave. Deal damage to your target equal to your current hit points. Wow, that's even better. I want to do that. Yeah, I'm going to wow, that's expensive, but this is so fucking powerful. I want to do that. I'm going to untrain one of my combat dice. And instead, yeah, I want to get that cleave. I got that somewhere here. I think it's this one here. Yeah, that is huge. That's crazy. Okay, great. Yeah, so that's it. That's the end of the turn. And the next turn we got to visit one of these cities. And we're going to heal, I guess. All right. Yeah, so thanks for watching and see you on the next video. Bye.